Hi everyone. I want to extend my congratulations to Jim Keefe and Patrick Lee, winners of the Norman B. Leventhal Distinguished Leader Award. Since co-founding Trinity Financial more than 30 years ago, Jim and Patrick have developed a reputation for delivering high-quality homes that strengthen our communities and lift up our families. With $3 billion in total development, Trinity's portfolio includes supportive housing, student housing, public housing, space to live and work for artists, and passive house technology. And Jim and Patrick have been doing transit-oriented development since before it was cool. All that adds up to over 9,000 units of mixed-income housing and over 600,000 square feet of office and retail space across the Northeast. Jim and Patrick, you're part of the reason that more families can call Massachusetts home. Thank you for your vision, your leadership, and your partnership. Congratulations again on this great award.
Tonight's Distinguished Leader honorees, James Keefe and Patrick Lee of Trinity Financial, define what leadership for a better Boston encompasses. Founded in 1987, Trinity Financial's community-driven transformations of urban sites have changed housing into centers for living. They have redefined the meanings of mixed use and affordable housing.
And some of the things that they've taken on really require vision, really require a sense of placemaking and what's possible. You know, you look at a very distressed public housing development that's been starved of resources for decades, maybe was poorly designed to begin with, and you turn that into a mixed income community with more green space, with more amenities for the local residents, with a whole host of different types of partnerships with the community, whether that be health centers or retail. All of that takes an ability to listen to the community, understand what's needed and what's possible, and a real sense of placemaking.
The sense of placemaking is the hallmark of Trinity's. In the case of Maverick Landing, it was the revitalization of existing housing that was built in the 40s, transforming housing into homes and building community.
And they really changed this part of East Boston. It was an area that people weren't excited about being in. The housing itself was surrounded by asphalt parking lots. And this idea to actually recreate a neighborhood like a Boston neighborhood and make these new residents feel very much like they were city residents. Everybody got their own little backyard area with a fence around it and a patio. You had your own front door. The buildings were painted different colors. They felt like they had the energy and variety of any neighborhood that you would find throughout Boston. And it was a remarkable transformation and a huge commitment on their part.
In a different style, residents of Davenport Commons are Northeastern University college students in dorms and affordable housing units gathered into one living experience. These communities involve many sources of input, ranging from neighbors and abutters to government partners. Through creativity, collaboration, and often dogged determination, Jim Keefe, Pat Lee, and their team of professionals can always get to yes.
But the important aspect to Jim and Patrick was that we recreated community, that we put in new streets, new sidewalks, enhanced the public realm, and made it a place where people could really enrich their lives, you know, and really benefit from this new housing.
The type of projects they take on really transform communities, transform cities, but more importantly, transform lives of low and moderate income families. And I think that's really a lasting legacy that they leave in all the places that they touch.
Hi everyone, thank you so much to A Better City for inviting me to be a part of this year's Norman B. Leventhal Excellence in City Building Awards. Congratulations to Jim Keefe and Patrick Lee of Trinity Financial for earning this year's Distinguished Leadership Award. Throughout the years, Trinity has helped us in Boston create more than 800 affordable rental and homeownership opportunities across the city. From Dorchester to downtown, Roxbury to Rosendale, and Mattapan to East Boston, Jim and Patrick have had a hand in creating housing and jobs for so many of our residents. That's because their love for Boston runs as deep as their roots here. And they know, more than most, that for our city to be a home for everyone, we need to have our communities at the table. Jim and Patrick's projects have created affordable housing where our families can laugh and learn and grow. They've developed senior housing and even connected our business sector with commercial spaces. So thank you so much, Jim, Patrick, and everyone at Trinity Financial for your ongoing commitment to housing our residents and businesses. Congratulations on this incredibly well-deserved honor.